friends, welcome to today's session. And today's let's quickly start a discussion over S3 objects. So in the last session we discussed S3 is object based, where objects can be any kind of file, audio, video, or any kind of format. So let's understand different points under S3 objects. So S3 is object based. Think of object as files, objects. So this is what we already discussed. Now what object consists of? So object consists of key, value. So what is key? Key is simply name of the object. Value, this simply is a data and is made up of sequence of bytes. So for example, here in name colon Shyam, let's say I create a bucket. Now there has to be a name of bucket. Okay. Now this name is a key and value is Shyam. What usually key means? Now think of a company. When you join a company, you get employee ID, right? Now employee ID is a key and value would be, let's say your employee ID is 1. So this value might change, but this key employee would be same for everyone. Everyone who is employee of a company has a key employee ID, but the value might, differs. For me, it might be 1. For you, it might be employee ID number 2, 3, 4, and so on. So employee ID is a key. So it's a combination of key value pairs. So that's what S3 is. If I give a bucket name learn thyself, then the name is key and the value is learn thyself. So you can have a key value pairs. Then S3 also supports version ID. That means you can have, let's say, you have a file which is called a.text. You write some content into it. Let's say I wrote ABC. Now I close that file, I open it again, and now I write additional content CDE, close it. Again, I make another version, EFG. So now what I'm doing is I created 3 different versions. I have the final version ABCD. What if I want to go to the first version where the content was only ABC? It would be difficult to remember what the content of first version was, right? But S3 supports this versioning where you can have n number of versions of same file, I mean the file with the same name, and you can switch to the whichever version you want to. So that's called versioning. So S3 allows you to store different versions like V1, version 1, 2, 3, and so on. Metadata. So metadata is data about data. So it's like more value about more information about the existing data. So don't worry if you don't understand metadata. We will discuss this in more detail. But to give you a quick gist about it is, for example, now this name Shyam. So this is a name. If the name of bucket is Shyam, so it's giving more details about bucket. If I put another tag, let's say owner and who is owner of it. So this is giving more details of of the same bucket. So this is data about data, which we call as metadata. Sub resources. So we have access control list. So ACLs. So access control list is a kind of list in which you can mention who can access or cannot access your bucket. So whenever you are creating any S3 bucket, that is a simple storage service. Of course, you will not keep it open for everyone. You will have to limit it to the certain public. So access control list is where you can play with who can access and who cannot. So that is what we had quickly under S3 objects. Hope you have enjoyed this session. I would look forward to see you in our next session with some more information around S3. So see you in the next section. Goodbye.